Good evening. How are you guys? How's your Sunday? So far, so good, huh? What a weekend. What a week. It has been an incredibly fast week. I feel like everything has just gone by so fast. Hi, guys. I'm just going to kind of sit and chat like we always do while I wait for you guys to jump on. Don't mind the dog snoring. He's here right behind me. Hey, buddy. So we got Benny snoring in the background, so all is perfect. How are you guys? How are you guys? Can you hear me okay? I want to make sure on both accounts you guys can hear me just fine. I am live on YouTube as well as Facebook. So I'm going to try to make sure I can operate from both. Hi, Jory. Oh, good. You can hear me loud and clear. Awesome. 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 What about you guys on Facebook? David, Rebecca, Mona, can you guys hear me okay? Hi, Chelsea. Awesome to see you guys. How's your weekend? Okay, good. You can hear me both. Awesome. Awesome. Don't mind this crazy hair. Aloha. Hi, Mandy. I love that greeting. I will never get tired of hearing Hawaiian language. I feel like it just kind of caresses my soul. Well, I hope you guys are having a wonderful evening so far. I am looking so forward to sharing with you this evening mudras, as always, and answering your questions as well. Hi, Linda. Hi, Dee. Oh, it's so good to see you guys. Dee, you're going to be in Sedona on Friday. How cool. It'd be awesome to see you. But I have so much I want to share as always. And so I'm going to start off this evening by sharing a story from a session that I had just a couple days ago. And long story short, I had a client and she wanted to connect with her brother who was passed. And so, hi, Trish. Hi, Carrie. It's good to see you guys. So, I just asked for her brother's first name, and that's how I connect. That's how I listen. I tap into her aura to hear her brother speak. You know, that sounds strange. I can't explain it completely, but he came through and it was so cool. It was such a sweet story. I did share it on my Instagram, but I'm going to share it again in case you guys missed it. So her brother came through. And the first thing he was showing was he was like incessantly pointing to a class ring, like from high school, the kind of class ring you get from high school. And he was like, talk about my class, showing his class ring. And I said, okay. And I said, do you know what this means? And she was like, no, I don't have his class ring. I don't know what that means. And then she was like, oh, I think I know what it is. She figured it out. And it was... she actually graduated for her brother because he was killed and he didn't get to graduate. And so he recognized that by showing, referencing things that point to graduation, that point to high school. It was so powerful. And then he said, but there's more, mention the things that she has, the things that she held on to. And she did. She had held on to his tie that he wore to prom, his yearbook, and it was so sweet. So he came through with, and that was back in 2007. But she'd never had a session like that before to connect to him, and finally felt like it was time. And it was so sweet, just the way that he came through, and that was the first thing that he shared. Was to recognize what she did for him. She walked across the stage. She received his diploma. She graduated for him. And what a great way to honor her brother and honor his spirit. And so he came through and acknowledged that to show like, hey, I saw that and I was there and I'm bringing it up now because I'm grateful. So it was a really profound moment, really sweet. He died in a really fast, sudden, unexpected, tragic way. And so sometimes it's hard for us to gain closure when we lose loved ones in such a traumatic, unexpected way. So I know that session and that message that he was able to come through and deliver brought her a lot of peace and closure and acceptance. So I'm really grateful as always. I'm going to cover Benny up with a pillow because he's snoring pretty loud tonight. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Ish. It's so great to see you guys. Hi, Heather. I'll be seeing you soon. So tonight I want to talk about, hi, Liz. Oh my goodness. It's good to see you here. A couple of things that have been kind of running through my mind. I've been taking notes all week, of course, like I usually do, on when Spirit shows certain messages and things that they want to share. And one of the things that I think is so important to bring forward and remember just in our day-to-day life that there's no inconvenient time. You know, we hear this saying like, it's all about the right timing and divine timing. And yes, there's trust in that. But truly, when you get to the core of it, there's no such thing as an inconvenient time to start a project. There's no negativity around it or negative experience, but the way we react to things that come up, things that arise. We can choose to plug in, learn, expand, grow, ascend, or react, in one way or another. So I bring this up because I've been hearing this a lot. And it's like, what I see happening at the core is we're giving time more power than our passion. We're giving time more power than our passion, than our love, than our goals. And then all of a sudden we find ourselves suspended in this like stillness of not having. We find ourselves suspended in not having. Because we think it's all about time. And once the time is right, then everything will come together. We know that's not how it works. It's the other way around, of course. Put passion forward and then things come together because passion is magnetic. So there's no inconvenient time to do anything that you want to do. And it's really about passion. So let us remember that our passion and our goals deserve the love and passion that they're made of and that they were born in. So let's not give time so much power. So anyways, that was one thing that I wanted to share. I have so many notes, but they're way over there on my desk. I should have brought them over here, but I was so excited to sit down and connect. And I do actually, I always, when we do these lives, I always want to share mudras with you because I love practicing mudras because I can feel the shift of energy immediately. And it feels like we all have a lot of shifting that we're doing, not that we need to do, but that we're already doing. So I actually have 4 mudras I'm going to share. And I hope that wherever these mudras hit you, I hope that they answer your questions. Whatever you're holding in here, I hope they answer your questions. I do feel the need also to talk about surrender. Oh, how funny. I didn't realize too funny. Did not realize I pulled that card as well, the mudra card for surrender. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna go through it. But look around in your life and look and feel where there is resistance. What are you resisting? Why are you resisting? What's your inner dialogue? Are you talking to yourself in a way that's disempowering? Are you talking yourself out of your goals, out of your passion? Are you keeping yourself small in that inner dialogue? I had a really powerful talk. I think it was yesterday with a client, yesterday or the day before. And do you ever have those conversations that are just so powerful you feel like you could just talk to that person forever because you get what you're saying? Well, I had a conversation like that yesterday with a client, and it was fantastic. And we talked about everything, in the cosmos, basically. But one of the things that stood out was, and I keep hearing this message over and over, and I've even posted about it, that a lot of us hold resistance because we're creating separation in our minds. Hi Liz, hi Erik. We create separation in our minds, and then we begin to believe in separation. We begin to believe that our goals are separate, and so many things have to fall into place, like time, again, in order for us to achieve our goals. But when you come into surrender, when you come into anything through surrender, you realize nothing's out of touch, of course, and nothing's separate. That's just the inner dialogue we give ourselves. That's just the inner dialogue that we have going on most of the time. But I invite you, like I always do, back into the space of the inner witness, the witness within you that's hearing those thoughts and witnessing those thoughts. And when you allow yourself to stay in that space, you can witness your thoughts without becoming them. And then getting a little bit deeper, disarming that resistance between you and others by knowing, holding a really deep knowing that there are no others. This is a really, really deep thought, and it takes depth in your heart, compassion and spaciousness to accept this and to align and vibrate with it. And it's again, there are no others. When we begin to believe in separation and create separation, we begin to judge. We amplify the experience of separation, even though there's no such thing as separation, because truly there are no others. It is just you and the universe you've created. Everybody that you're experiencing is you in another form, in another life. And just that's part of the reason why we find in the Bible where it says that basically if you harm others, you harm yourself. And so that's definitely a dual thought. You harm others, you harm yourself. You harm yourself in a lot of ways when you harm others, but because in some way, in some form, that is you. And when we begin to collapse the idea that things are separate and come into the knowing that everything is one, everything comes from the same force, the same source, just manifesting at a different rate, different time, space, relationship, then compassion comes forward, and that compassion allows and maintains connectivity. So I just wanted to share that because it's so funny how easy it is to go into judgment when we're seeing other people, when we're witnessing what they're doing. But when you look through a compassionate eye, when you see others through compassion, you see yourself in them in some way, shape, and form. And just to share a cute little story. So currently I'm in my attic, 3 stories up, and I live on this cute little brick road. There across the street is a sorority house because just down the road is a college, Muskingum University. And it's really interesting watching the activity at the sorority house. Sometimes there's 15 girls partying on the porch. But tonight I watched the cutest thing. This cute little college boy with his wild surfer hair was walking out, and I missed it. I don't know if they kissed goodbye or what. I missed that part. But so he was walked down the stairs and onto the little brick road, and she stood on the porch and just watched him. And he turned and went to the car. And then he looked back and realized she was still watching him. And he just stood there in the middle of the road and blew her a kiss. And she stood there and just blew him a kiss back. And it was so cute watching that little interaction. And then he got in his car and left. And it was funny because you find yourself in those moments when you can see through the eye of compassion. You know yourself there. You've been there. You've felt that in some way, shape, or form. And it's really neat and interesting, the connectivity that compassion fosters. When you truly allow yourself to see through the lens of compassion, you find yourself in those moments and in those spaces. And then you realize that there is no separation. So I don't want to go, I could go so deep on that, and perhaps I will if you have questions, but just had to share that it was the sweetest thing watching this cute little couple. It looked like a little couple. Who knows? Maybe they were just study buddies. Yeah, right. But it was really sweet, really endearing to watch. Because he didn't know that she was watching him. And he turned around and looked and saw that she was still there, and he kind of like put his arms up, and she just waved, and he blew a kiss. So it was really precious to watch. And I just felt so charmed up here in my attic, looking at the leaves falling on the brick road. So it was very sweet. I wouldn't have been able to see that if I was living in the space and in the narrative of separation, isolation, and on and on and on. So I felt so charmed that I was blessed to witness that moment, and just had to share it with you. So, all right. I see your excitement about the mudras. So shall we get to them? We have 4 to go through tonight. All different, all of these mudras that we are going to do tonight are with different chakras. So we're going to touch 4 different chakras tonight. Chakras, again, if you're not familiar, they're meridian centers in your body, amplified energy centers that do host an infinite reality. So the first one is the Pranit Hana mudra, and it looks like this. You ready for this? I'm going to get up on my knees, actually, so you can see my hands a little bit better. There we go. Okay. So first, take your hands like this. Take your thumbs and put them together on your 2 middle fingers, your ring finger and your middle finger. Pinky finger and index finger should be up like this. Diana, I see your comment, and I'll get to it in a minute. I think I know why. But so let's start with this. It's the Pranit Hana mudra. Hands look like this now. Flip it and connect your fingers. It's kind of a really funky one, but it looks like this. Hopefully you can see me okay. This is the root chakra, so this is going to really pull your energy into and through the root. The Pranit Hana mudra is surrender. Put into this space, in this mudra, any thoughts that don't serve you, any feelings that don't serve you, any inner dialogue and narrative that you're hosting and carrying that do not serve you, and allow this mudra to disintegrate through surrender. Transformation occurs through surrender. So this is it. Kind of a funny hand position. And again, sometimes getting your hands into these positions, if it's really difficult, that tells you the attachment you have to the meaning of that mudra, or the opposite. So that if it's really hard to get into this position, I would kind of hold it like down here a little bit lower in front of the heart space. When they're difficult to get into these mudra positions, it's typically because you're hosting a lot of attachment to that purpose. So if you have a hard time with this one, that means you, of course, have attachment to something that you're having a hard time surrendering. So I invite you to practice this one if it resonates with you. With deep love and awareness, I surrender what I no longer need. With deep love and awareness, I surrender what I no longer need. And allow the mudra to do the work for you. Allow the shift in chi do the work for you. You don't have to know what to do. There's nothing to achieve. Just relax and let the energy flow, come to you at the same time that you feel the great release. This one should feel supportive and it should feel grounding as well. If it doesn't, sit with it for a while. This is also a great mudra for lowering your blood pressure. So there it is. Next one. We're going to feel so good after doing all these mudras. I can just feel the cleanse, the flow, the shift, the reorganization of chi. So the next one is super simple. I'm not sure if I can pronounce it right. Hridaya. Let's try it one more time. Hridaya mudra. There it is. Hridaya mudra. This one is super simple. Fold your hands just like this on top of each other. You can, you don't have to be extended and tense, just nice and soft right over your heart. You can hold it out in front of your heart or on your heart, whatever feels right for you. This mudra, the Hridaya mudra, assists in self-compassion, a sense of safety. This one drops you into and brings you into the space of your own inner guidance. Allows you to be self-directed, self-guided, fosters self-trust, personal power. You can throw the word confidence in there too, but that's a little more ego associated. So I like self-trust and self-guided better. This mudra, Hridaya mudra, is really, I think the most powerful place you can use this is if you feel something or someone trying to pull you out of integrity of who you are, a situation even trying to get a rise out of you, basically. This mudra is going to keep you in a place of integrity, keeping you in your inner guidance, allowing you to soften if you have your guard up, if you feel like you need to protect yourself. This mudra allows you to go into that place of inner guidance, self-trust, so you don't have to protect yourself. There's nothing to protect yourself against. And if you want to debate, let's debate about it. Nothing to protect yourself against. But this one should hopefully restore the strength of your heart, your passion. I listen openly and honor the voice of my heart. That's the mantra for this mudra. I listen openly and honor the voice of my heart. Think about that for a moment. We get so busy in life in such a forward momentum, we forget how to listen to our heart. Even when we listen, sometimes we don't honor the voice of our heart. I can speak from personal experience that my heart spoke to me about certain things for a long, long, long time before I surrendered and honored what I was hearing. So I really hope that these land with you in whatever way they're supposed to. I just kept pulling these cards. I was just going to share one or two, and Spirit was like, nope, keep going. So we could be here all night. But this one, I have a cramp in my toe. Sorry for all the wiggling. But this one assists in self-compassion, safety, sense of safety, and insight. So you have the insight you need. You have the clarity and the awareness that you need. So practice this one, the Hridaya mudra. Go into your inner guidance and honor the voice of your heart. All right. That one is the heart chakra. The first one was root chakra. That was the heart. Now we're going to move on up to the throat. This one, I think I've done this one before, but that's okay. Hi, Christine. It's good to see you. Hi, James. Believe in the Lord and you can walk through a ring of fire. Absolutely. When you have faith, unwavering faith, you can walk through fire, you can move mountains, and allow the Lord to live through you. That's the essence of you. All right. So the release mudra, the Kali mudra. Oh, such a yummy one. Hands up, looks like this. Put your hands up. Fold all your fingers down except your index finger. This one is the one that I typically find when people do this one or the transformation mudra, as soon as I see people go into this one, they're like, "Whoa, I feel that." This is the one that I have witnessed people feeling most immediately and having that whoa effect. So again, your hands just look like this, like you're making a pistol, but hold it in front of your heart. Allow it to do what it does. This is the Kali mudra. This mudra is all in the throat. Really good one. This is a place where we all tend to hold back. We tend to suppress energy, our truth, our thoughts, our heart, our feelings. So, okay, so sorry, I was reading James's comment. It looks like you're going to shoot someone. Maybe I'll shoot him with a bunch of love. No need to shoot anybody, but yeah, it does. It's funny. It's the pistol. It looks like a pistol. The Kali mudra should hopefully allow you to feel the spaciousness of your own aura. This one is expansive, helps you to release, and probably your favorite part of this one will be spiritual purification. Sometimes we have a lot of thought debris and emotional debris around our spirituality, our humanity, and that debris we can get caught up in it pretty easy. So this mudra allows a great release. And the good news is when you're doing these mudras, you don't have to know what effect, there's nothing to achieve. You don't have to know what there's nothing you're supposed to feel, nothing you're supposed to achieve, nothing like that. So don't be looking for anything. Just allow it to go to work for you. This one is a great mudra to direct your breath. Really good mudra. Direct your breath throughout your body and allow the breath to move energy that feels stuck or stagnant. Okay. The mantra for this one, I release all obstacles and align to my true nature. I release all obstacles and align to my true nature. Okay. All right, one more, guys, and then we will get to your questions. All right, this one is so much fun to do. I love this one. The Mani Ratna mudra. I keep popping my ears. If you're wondering why, I keep like dropping my jaw because when spirit's coming in, my ears keep popping. So this is the Mani Ratna mudra. Okay. Well, hi, mini girl. Kitty cat's going to join us. And it looks like this. This one's fun to do. So hands wide open. Take your thumbs to the tips of your index fingers and then put the base of your thumbs together, just like this. And it kind of looks like your index fingers are straight across the top. So, but let this one, get to where it feels comfortable. It feels so good right here in front of the heart. This one is actually a crown chakra. Ooh, so good. I don't think we've done one of these yet. So this is a crown chakra mudra. Keep it in front of your heart. This mudra is oneness. So connecting you to the great divine and allowing that great divine to be shared through you as well. So not just connecting, but sharing. That is the essence of oneness. All right. So when you are looking for, I shouldn't say looking for. I mean, we do get to that place where we start looking. But when you're feeling disconnected, when you're feeling isolated, and probably a lot of us are feeling that right now because of Mercury in retrograde. We'll talk about that in a moment. Hi, Kyra. Oh, cool. Kyra says as soon as she did this, she felt the energy on the top of her head. Amazing. Me too. It feels really warm and I feel it in my ear. But this mudra is special because it aligns you into your spiritual body. Like it aligns you into your light body. It fosters spiritual union, balance. Let's see. The mantra for this one, I experience the oneness of everything. Ooh, where are we not just talking about that? The message that Spirit's been talking about how we create separation and begin to believe in separation, isolate ourselves, disconnect, stop receiving, stop sharing. And then we have to go back and fix all of that. We have to reconnect and then practice receiving again and practice sharing. And then it feels all weird and awkward. So these mudras are really great to keep us aligned when this is in the way and we can't seem to do it ourselves. These different hand positions will correct your spiritual posture in a way that fosters connection to the whole world around you for a lot of reasons and in a lot of ways. Your harmonics are on point and aligned. Your energy is magnetic and connective. So you'll find yourself connecting more and more to the world around you and easier to the world around you. So I hope that makes sense. And I hope that helps. I hope you guys enjoy doing these as much as I do. They're so much fun. They're easy too. The good news is when you begin to memorize these, you will find how fun it is to just be able to sit for a few moments. If you just had an experience that was awful, sit for a few moments and just release, right? Just go into a mudra for a couple moments and release. Or if you're not understanding something, not understanding or able to receive the message of an experience, go into a mudra posture so that you can integrate your spiritual truth in it. So good, Kathy. I'm so glad that you guys love these mudras as much as I do. They're so fun, and they're such a great way to shift your energy when you feel disempowered to do so with this by yourself. So there you have it. 4 different mudras. All right. So let's get on to your questions. As always, I love to channel spirit for you. Hi, Amber. I see you. Hi, Gloria. Hi, Laura. It's so good to see you guys on here. And thank you for sharing your Sunday evening with me as well. If we were all in the same room together, I'm sure we'd be having tea or coffee or something. It would be very sweet, but sharing mudras is just as sweet. Okay, what questions do you guys have? I'm going to dive right in. Mina says, can we do this mudra at any time? Absolutely. Any mudra can be done at any time, no matter where you are and what you're feeling. And again, the best thing about mudras and the best way to get the most out of a mudra practice is having, of course, no expectations. It's like, meditation, but having no expectations and not looking to achieve something. The good news is it's kind of like turning on the faucet, right? Going into the mudra, turning on the faucet, and then putting your cup under and letting it fill you up. So same thing with any mudra you decide to do. Allow it to fill you. Allow it to do the work, and it will. It's mudras. The way they work, it reorganizes your light body. The way you connect to your light body and the way your light body is connected to the world around you. That's why you feel a sudden shift when you do these. And I know you're probably going, but how? Well, quantum mechanics. Just like different body positions, you feel better than others. So same thing here. But when you hold it with intention and especially couple it with a mantra, they're really powerful. One more thing, Spirit's chirping in my ear to do a mantra for manifestation. So the one that I'm seeing looks like this. It's quite simple. Just thumbs against these 2 fingers, index finger and ring finger. Make sure to thumbs up her live stream. Aw, thanks, Julie. That's very sweet. Yes, definitely thumbs up would be great. But so this mudra here is a really, really ancient mudra for prosperity. Now, let's backpedal for just a moment. Prosperity is a symptom or a side effect of abundance. It's not the other way around. It's not like you have prosperity and then you're abundant. If you allow yourself to experience abundance, prosperity becomes the side effect. So you can experience abundance in a million different ways. If you have food in your cupboard, you are abundant. If you have an animal by your side that loves you, that is abundance. Anything and everything around you can be looked at and counted as abundance. So when you begin, hi Dad, I just saw you. But when you begin to count your blessings, truly, like the saying says, when you truly begin to count your blessings, you allow yourself to experience abundance, because abundance is not something you have. Just like a river, you can jump into the river and experience the river, but you don't have the river. So when you allow yourself to experience abundance, you become prosperous. That's the symptom or the side effect. I don't know how else to put it into words, but just wanted to share that with you. So this is the mudra for manifestation, for manifesting and cultivating abundance, prosperity, and how those two are linked. So there you have it. Fun. All right, guys, let's get on to channeling, shall we? I love channeling for you guys. What are your questions? Julie says, I feel that in my heart. Good. I'm glad. I feel it in my heart too. Dre says, designed by the government. I'm sorry, I'm done. I don't know what you're talking about. What's designed by the government? I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe I think this is Drea or Dre. I'm not sure how you pronounce your name. If you can clarify what you're talking about, maybe I can help you understand. So anyways, all right. What are your questions when it comes to your experiences? What are your questions when it comes to your own personal development? What are you looking to cultivate in your life? And what is, I guess, even the bigger question is, what is causing you to believe that you don't already have it? What are you holding in your space? So this is something to contemplate. What are you holding in your space that's not allowing you to believe and touch the inner place of bliss within you, and experience what you think is outside of you? So that's the job of the ego, to make us believe that things are separate and that we have to achieve something or gain something, but not so. Okay, so I see your questions. Let's see. Don't mind the dog snoring. He's right behind me snoring still. Okay, so this is Amanda Martin. Hi, Amanda. Thank you so much. I just had a profound awakening and I'm not sure what to work towards. What is a way to find what resonates with you most? Okay, really cool question here. I think, so I'm seeing this. This is my symbol for this applies to everybody. When Spirit does that, like, everybody listen up. So Amanda, first and foremost, when you have an epiphany, a major awakening, it can be overwhelming, especially when you sort of subscribe to the belief that you have to do something about it or something with it, which you don't. Integrate it, be with it, practice being with it, so that you have the integration, you have the alignment, and stay authentic. Honor your heart, honor what's in your heart and how you decide to share. Don't become plagued with the obsession to do. A lot of people begin to have this belief that, I got a message or I saw a sign. What am I supposed to do? But we're not always really supposed to do anything. Sometimes, there's messages that come through that we can share and deliver, but a lot of times that's not the point. The point is your ability to receive, your ability to integrate. When you say, what is a way to find what resonates with you most? I would say and encourage you to be as authentic to your heart as possible and what's happening in your heart. And you will naturally be in resonance. Energy flows when you're in resonance. And then, of course, energy stops. When you're not in resonance with something, you'll feel that disconnect. That's what I mean. Energy doesn't really stop, but you know what I mean. So there's nothing to look for. There's nothing to achieve. Again, there's nothing to obtain when you have, a major awakening. So don't get too outside of yourself with thinking you have to do something with it or about it. Integrate it and stay in passion, stay in your heart with, how do I want to share this? Don't forget your intentions and honoring your heart. That's key. Okay, let's see. I see this question a lot, so I'm going to answer this question from Panda Bear. Am I a healer? We all are. We all are our own healer. Nobody else is your healer. You can go to, Reiki practitioners and gurus and whatever, but they're not healing you. They're just fostering the environment. You accepting, allowing, receiving is what's doing the healing. And sometimes it takes us going to a practitioner to open up, to receive. Sometimes we don't receive until we're with a practitioner or what have you. So nobody's doing the healing for you. Only you can do the healing by receiving. So keep that in mind. Next time you go seek out a guru, because gurus are great. There are people that, specialize in certain areas. I'm kind of weirded out by the obsession with guru culture right now. But there are people who are great at what they do, and I guess we call them gurus. But nobody has anything more above or beyond you. You just have to tap into it in your heart. And the key is continuing to keep in the front of your ears, in the front of your mind, what am I willing to receive in this moment? What am I receiving in this experience? And that's when you become the guru of your own life. You become the master. The ultimate guru. Who's the ultimate guru? Life. The cycle of life itself is the ultimate guru. Whether it's the life, and I think I talked about this last weekend, maybe the life of a flower, the life of a human, the life of a storm, a circumstance, is the ultimate guru. It knows what it's doing. It has momentum and evolution. It evolves, it transcends, it transmutes. So we can learn a lot just by observing life and going with the flow of life. So I hope that answers your question. And I hope that also maybe disarms some interesting belief how we put certain people on a pedestal if they have gifts or talents or they call themselves a guru. You're a guru too. You're especially of your own life. Nobody knows you and your heart better than you. So receive what your heart is telling you. Okay, let's see here. This is a good one. Hippie Love says, I want to know why guilt keeps raising its ugly head, how to witness it without reacting. Ooh, great question. Really good question. Mercury is in retrograde, and we know that. Hopefully most of us know that right now. So when Mercury goes retrograde, it's a really good time for reflection, to go inward and reflect. It's a good time. It is a time when old emotions, the past, the history, old circumstances and issues come up. The things that we suppress come to the surface when Mercury goes retrograde, because Mercury is offering us the blessing of the opening. Mercury retrograde is offering us the blessing of the opening. So please be present to this. Mercury has a bad rap when it goes retrograde. And it does affect electronics and things. It affects the pace of things. But if we allow ourselves to see it as an opening, as a window, it can offer great clarity, great insight. And I personally typically experience when Mercury is retrograde, I experience immense clarity, especially when I'm channeling. Clarity with intention, clarity with thought, clarity with emotions. So see it as an amazing opportunity for opening, things opening wide up. It has an intensity about it too. So things might seem to be happening a little bit faster when Mercury is in retrograde. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, let's see here. So guilt. Okay, so this is for Hippie Love. She wants to know why guilt keeps raising its ugly head. I feel like for you, this has something to do with the fact that Mercury is retrograde, because the things that you've put away emotionally are going to continue to come back up. Now, when you employ guilt, that is the work of the ego. The ego says, as long as I get a rise out of you, I have life. And when we can recognize and witness the ego without needing to employ the ego, then we stay in that bliss nirvana space in our heart. When in the way we do that, this is for Hippie Love, the way we do that is witnessing our inner dialogue, witnessing the story that we tell ourselves that creates guilt. When we witness and hopefully stay in an objective state of mind when we witness, then we don't get triggered by the emotions. But if we have created identity with the inner dialogue, emotions are sure to get aroused. So it's really important that we find and feel what that space of witness consciousness feels like, instead of the mind-identified state of awareness. If we're in mind-identified state of awareness, we are serving a self. We are grooming self-awareness. And witness consciousness, which is the essence, the true essence of us, witness consciousness does not need a self to have awareness. It already is aware itself. So I hope that helps you. When things come up and you want to feel guilty, honor it, acknowledge it. Don't resist it. Don't push it away and resist it, because then you're just embedding and strengthening the attachment. But when you honor it and move through it, you disintegrate it. So I hope that helps. Let's see. All right. I see all your questions coming in. I'm going to jump over to Facebook here and see some questions on Facebook. Mom says, this retrograde, she's felt very nostalgic, honoring my past, missing my past family members, yet feeling completely comfortable in where I'm supposed to be. That word nostalgia, nostalgic and nostalgia keeps coming up for a lot of people, actually, with this retrograde. So it's interesting, Mom, that you say that. That is what Mercury retrograde is all about. It's about visiting the past and visiting old emotions, old experiences and circumstances, memories. So I love that it's creating nostalgia for you. A lot of people visit the past with pain, fear, and anxiety. So Laura says, yes, life teaches us school of hard knocks. Yep, it can. It can definitely be hard. But the funny thing is, hi, Dustin. It's good to see you. The funny thing is, the only thing that's creating the hardness, the difficulty, is us. When we surrender the fight, when we lay down the resistance, you'll realize that bliss was yours all along. But we tend to fight with ourselves, resist others, resist circumstances, and make life way harder than it needs to be. But everything is perfect. We design our own ascension codes for ourselves. If fear and anxiety has a hold on us, that's your ascension code. Plug into that fear, plug into that anxiety, and look at what is the diametric opposite: trust, faith, expression, whatever it is for you to move and expand through. That's how you ascend. So listen to the things that make you feel small. Pain is information. Pain is information. So when we can see it that way and not have an emotional attachment to pain or reaction, that again becomes our place of ascension. We can walk right through it when we listen objectively. Stay in witness consciousness. Witness consciousness does not need to make a self or have identity with the pain body. The mind identified state of awareness does. And then all of a sudden we create separateness. We even create different variations of ourself. And then we have all of these dual selves to upkeep. Collapsing all of that back into the now by releasing. You could do the release mudra that we were just practicing. Looks like this. When you do these mudras, again, it's going to shift your energy. So you can practice a mudra to shift your energy. You can also just hold yourself in that witness consciousness state. So I hope that answers your question. Dustin, you're right. Nostalgia isn't what it used to be. That's right. I would agree with that statement for sure. Mercury retrograde, does this cause sleepiness and tiredness? Yes, it does. It can. So ground yourself. Grounding yourself is important through intention and passion. Stay in your passion in the things that you love. It's weird how, Mercury retrograde has such a bad rap that people sort of paralyzed for 3 weeks or 4 weeks or however long the retrograde period is. They just kind of like stop. There's a lot of fear around Mercury retrograde, which is really interesting. But I've done a lot of research on it. And did you know when Mercury is in retrograde, it's not actually backspinning? It has a reverse pull, yes, but it's not actually backspinning. So I thought that was interesting. And the way that I can explain it best is like, when you're in a car and you're driving down the road, and then there's a car that comes up next to you, and they slow down, but you keep your speed, and it looks like they're going backwards. They're not. They just slowed down. It looks like they're going backwards. That's what's happening with the Earth and Mercury. When Mercury appears to be backspinning, it's not. It's just the velocity, the speed between our planet and Mercury changes. So, but it does still affect our electronics. It affects our mood. It affects our thoughts and our emotions. But it's a great time to reflect. It's a great time to revisit old projects too. So again, see it as an opening. It's a blessing. It has so much opportunity to revisit things. That's how we purify. That's how we transcend. So thank you for this time and space. All right. Questions. Let's get back to it. Really interesting question here from Diana. She says, tough week ahead. Any messages? Okay, so I just want to invite you into Diana, and I know you personally. I know what you're going through. So it's hard to pass this along objectively, but I'm going to try. So tough week ahead, any messages? So I just want to invite you, what Spirit is showing, invite you to witness how your ego is projecting the belief that it's going to be tough. Because if it can create fear in you, then it's done its job. So that's the place to allow faith to come back in and invade your space completely. When we begin to project these ideas of, oh, this is going to be so hard, this is going to be so much work, whatever the ego can do to keep a moment it's going to try to do. It's going to try to get that response. And although I am going through Diana, stay as present as possible in the here and now, so you stay as powerful as possible. Stay present for yourself so that you can know your personal power. And because you're tapped into it, you know your own potential. When you do that, circumstances and things do not take you out of alignment. So again, if the ego can get you to be afraid, it's done its job. It's taken you out of the now, and it's made you anticipate the future and become fearful. So put faith in that place and continue to embrace everything with faith and acceptance, and you will watch yourself walk through fire. So praying for you and sending you big hugs, you and Frank both. And this is, it's tough because the whole basically foundation of what I teach is that your spirituality should never make you neglect your humanity. So this is not to push away emotion. Emotion tells us how we're connected to things. But if we become the emotion, that's when we get ourselves into trouble. We become disillusioned by the emotion. So that's the difference. I hope that helps, Diana. I hope that helps. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of you guys are asking the same question. That's crazy. Tina says, does Mercury retrograde cause sleepiness and tiredness? And yes, it does. So nourish yourself as much. Oh, good, Patricia, you're here. Nourish yourself as much as you can through this retrograde. I do believe it goes through, I want to say November 3rd or 13th. I can't remember which one. It's right in there somewhere though. But nourish yourself as much as you can. Take time each day. Do some breath work to energize yourself. Maybe some chanting, some mudras. Take a cup of tea and 5 minutes to yourself to continue to nourish yourself so that you stay grounded and feel connected to your inner bliss. The new moon causes sleepiness. Yep. See, for me, it's different. On a new moon, I'm incredibly, it just depends on your zodiac too and your astrological chart. And what planets you're ruled by. I'm a Gemini and I'm ruled by Mercury. So when it retrogrades, I feel it. But I also have really gotten pretty good at staying in that place of just witnessing and not becoming. Personally, for me, when it's a new moon, I feel amazing, energized, incredible clarity. When it's a full moon, I feel like crap. So I think it's different for everybody. It depends on your zodiac and your chart and your rising sign and all of that. So I'm not an astrologer. Wish I was. Amazing information, but I'm not. So good to know those things about yourself, though. You're welcome, Diana. You're welcome. Let's see. Going from happy, irritated quickly. Oh, very good question. This is Jennifer Schroeder. Hi, Jennifer. Okay, she says, hi, Kim. Oh, wait, it went away. Having some problems with my mood lately, going from happy to irritated quickly. Is this an energy or chi block? Any insight on how to calm the irritability? Great question. So, Jennifer, what you're describing is charge. So we all have to think of ourselves for a moment as kind of like a battery. And we have neutrality, right? We are continually vibrating, oscillating in the space that we're in. When we react or when that energy is not grounded, it's easy for us to get charged. So you can be in that place of neutrality, and maybe your kid comes in the room and does something really simple, but it just sends you through the roof. You get charged really easy if you're not grounded. If your energy is not grounding, it's basically snowballing in you. And so then it's easy to get charged. Consciousness that is not grounded falls to the greatest distraction. Always, whether it's a car alarm, a baby crying, one of my biggest tics and triggers is loud crunching. Like it sends me through the roof, and I get so charged when I hear somebody crunching their food loud. I want to do really bad things. So I have to maintain my neutrality and ground, and offer love and compassion instead. So if you find yourself getting really irritable, really easy, and experiencing mood shifts, as much as you can, I know it can be difficult, but practice. Hi, Johnny. It's good to see you on here. Thanks for joining. But practice. MJT says, correct yourself before you wreck yourself. That's right. But offer silence, offer compassion to those moods. As soon as you find yourself getting irritable, offer yourself compassion. And if you can, practice mindfulness to what is it that you're reacting to that is charging you and getting a rise out of you? What is it that is that you're reacting to that's making you irritable or angry or frustrated or whatever? When you become present to your triggers, so to speak, that's where you can offer compassion and silence and collapse the charge. So a good way, this is kind of a good practice, a good way to become aware if you're really charged and you have some clearing to do would be in meditation. When you close your eyes and just, even if you do a guided meditation or just listen to music, if you have a ton of visions going on, happening, or if you see a bunch and hear a bunch of things, then you're highly charged. If you can go into a blissful space where there's not a lot of noise, not a lot of images, then you have cultivated consciousness. You've built up your silence. So I hope that helps you, Jennifer. And again, if you are highly irritable, offer silence over and over. Practice building your silence against the things that are charging you. And then come back to neutrality by practicing that acceptance. Let's see here. Okay. Somebody, who was it? I think it was Johnny, said, tell Erik I said hello. Where was it? Yep, I see it. It's Johnny O'Connor says, tell Erik I said hello. And as soon as I read that, I saw Erik going like, what's up, dude? So he always like salutes. So there's your hello. Oh, this is a great question. This is from Panda Bear over on YouTube. Says, how can we block out energy vampires and their negativity when you live with that person? Oh, I used to. I know what that feels like. I'll say that. So the thing is, you can't block energy, and you don't want to go into building boundaries and protecting yourself and putting up walls because you create a stop mechanism for yourself. You can't flow, you can't pulse that way. And then you will begin to feel disconnected from the great divine, from the world around you. So the goal is not to go into blocking, but grounding. Because again, consciousness, energy, consciousness that is not grounded falls to the greatest distraction. If the greatest distraction is another person in the room, and your consciousness falls to them, if you're not aligned and grounded, you're going to fall to them every time. And they're going to feel like they're sucking the life out of you. So this is for Panda Bear. When you know that somebody is charged negatively, the best thing that you can do before being around that person is sort of being intentional and mindful about grounding yourself. And staying in alignment to yourself, being true to yourself and honoring yourself, because it's really easy when you're around a negative person, it's really easy to go into your small self to make them feel comfortable, or basically just to shut down because you can't be yourself around them. But all of those examples that I just gave are consciousness falling to that distraction because it's not grounded. So when you practice alignment, typically when you're around negative people, they either will join you where you are vibrationally, or they will not. They'll run. They'll go the opposite direction, because that's what energy does. It can either blend, merge, or what's the word I'm looking for? Like repel. So you don't want to go into blocking and building up blocks, because then you become very small. You make yourself very small when you do that. Oh, thank you, Laura. That's really sweet. Very sweet. Just sharing what Spirit has shared with me over the years in hopes that it helps you live a rich life. Do you have an easy grounding technique that can be used on the spot in a crowd? Yes, Julie. A really easy grounding technique. I'll show you two. Again, mudras are like one of my favorite things. When you're in a crowd, it can be really easy to get charged, especially if you're sensitive. You can feel what other people are putting out, and it doesn't always feel good. So practice making yourself aware, is this mine? What I'm feeling, is this mine? And that will ground you quickly and easily. Yes or no, is this mine? Also, I like to go into a mudra. This one is very grounding. It looks like this. I can't remember the name of it. You have your thumb out of your left hand. Take your right hand and wrap it around your thumb. And then take your right thumb and press it against your middle finger, like this. This is such a powerful mudra for alignment and grounding, personal power, safety, the sense of safety and comfort. So it looks just like this. Left hand is like this. Your thumb is out. Take your right hand and wrap it around your thumb, and then take your right thumb and push it against your middle finger. You don't have to push hard, but just hold it in front of your heart and allow this to ground you and anchor you deeply into your heart. This one feels extremely powerful to me. The other mudra for grounding looks like this. Literally looks like putting 2 feet on the ground. So left hand out, palm up means you're receiving energy. Right hand, so just to explain, your left side is your feminine side, your right side is your masculine side. The feminine side is where you receive, the masculine side is where you share. So with the left palm up, you receive through your soft side, your tender side. So you are receiving, but you almost like trick your energy field. You take your masculine side, your 2 fingers, and you're receiving your own grounding. That's basically what you're doing. You're integrating, receiving your own grounding. So this is another powerful mudra. I haven't done this one yet, haven't shared this one yet with you guys. But this is a fun one to do. It's a little more fun and funky. Sorry, it looks like this if you can see it. Grounding. My favorite one to do for grounding, though, is the other one that looks like this. This one feels really powerful for me. So I hope it feels that way for you too. But it's a good one to just, hold your hand in that position, anchor into your heart, and allow that to redefine your light body, your aura, the chi around you. And if it is not in harmonic resonance with you, in this mudra, it won't be able to. So, okay, I want to try to explain what's happening here on a quantum mechanic level. So your energy shifts, right, when you do these mudras, and you strengthen, your vibration gets stronger because it's grounded. You're completing the circuit. If energy enters your field that is not in alignment with this, because it is such a strong mudra and you are aligned, you actually synthesize the energy that's coming in. So if you have negative energy coming in and you're in a good aligned space, you're going to transmute it before it even has a chance to affect you. Does that make sense? I hope that answers your question. Oh my gosh, how is it 9:45 already? I don't know where you guys are joining me from, but I hope all of you guys are having a wonderful evening so far. I thank you for sharing your evening with me. Good. I'm glad you guys love the mudras. I love them so much. They're so much fun to practice and so simple and easy too. I do want to share quickly, this week we have the Sedona retreat coming up. I cannot be more excited. Oh, MJT's in Tucson. Very cool. Heading out that way Wednesday. Heading out in Sedona. The Sedona retreat starts Thursday, and I am so excited. I feel incredibly grounded and intimately connected to this year's retreat. We have some really special things planned, and I cannot wait. So there are still just a couple spaces left, 2 or 3. I can't remember at this point, 2 or 3 spaces left. If it's something that resonates with you and it speaks to your heart, I'd love to have you join us for some really amazing experiences. Cacao ceremony, ecstatic dance, channeling spirit for you guys, channeling your loved ones. It's a little bit harder on this platform, but I look so forward to channeling your loved ones for you live and in person. It's my favorite thing to do. So awesome. Missy is joining us from Australia. Awesome, awesome. But MJT says, I'll be there too, but different retreat. Wish I could join you too. That's awesome, MJT. Whatever retreat you're going to, I hope you have an amazing time. And I hope it is exactly the medicine that your soul needs. Beautiful. Guys, I'm going to, thank you, Panda Bear. So sweet. Going to prepare to sign off for the night. I see. Yep, I see. Awesome. I understand, Diana. She says she looks silly doing mudras in different places. Don't worry, it's okay. You'll probably invoke more curiosity in others than anything. And I will bet you anything that when you're doing a mudra in a public place somewhere, I will bet you that others feel the shift around you. They may not know what you're doing, but they'll feel it. And it feels good. So if somebody looks at you funny, just look up and wink at them and say, you're welcome. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. Maybe we'll jump on another night earlier this week and I'll channel your loved ones. I didn't get to do a whole lot of that tonight. But regardless, I hope that everything that was shared tonight was beneficial, and I hope that it lands with you in your heart in just the way you need. We're all here for a reason, joining together because we all resonate. So I thank you so much for being here. So funny. I see Jimbo from Australia just jumped on. That's my fiance's nickname, Jimbo. His name is, I call him James. Everybody else calls him Jimbo, but very sweet. So hi, Jimbo. And Kate Adams, I see you. You should be expecting a sweet package surprise in the mail from me. So keep your eyes out for that. I haven't forgotten. All right, guys, I want to wish you all a wonderful, restful night. Get all the rest you need. Prepare for another fantastic week. And for those of you coming to the retreat this week in Sedona, I can't wait to see you. So take good care, you guys. Thank you so much for sharing your Sunday with me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for holding space for yourself and for holding space for light. And as always, take good care of yourselves and take care of each other. Good night, guys. All right, let's see. Gonna end the YouTube first and come on over to